welcome to Overtime, the podcast. This podcast is about watches, horology, and everything in between. I'm Praka,
Yep, I'm Justin.
and I guess before we get on with today's episode, I just wanted to get our wrist checks out of the way. Hey, what's on your wrist, Justin?
Yeah, so today I've got the Zelos Swordfish in the Nebula color variant. So very purple,
Very
purple and
purple.
white.
Nice.
Also, yeah, the white is fantastic in the contrast. A little bit of yellow. So the triangle on the bezel is yellow, and the 200 meters slash 600 foot depth rating is yellow, and it
Mm,
is on this purple Sydney Strapco sailcloth. So one of the only sailcloths I could find that wasn't leather backed, so it's fully waterproof. I've
fully
never been a
waterproof.
huge fan of sailcloth, but
Mm.
trying something new again. But the contrast between this and the strap is doing it for me. It's scratching the itch that I've wanted. But what about yourself?
That's so bold, all those colors. Yeah, it's awesome. Look, and if the listeners can read the title of the podcast, they'll know that today's episode is all about the purple watch phenomenon. So, in in similar style, I'm wearing my
Indian.
that's it. Yeah, the DRZ 04 Mondial in purple. Yep, it's what do I say? It's a Dorenzo is a Swiss microbrand by Sergio Dorenzo, and it's an integrated steel sports watch, which, let's be honest, there's not many ways of doing an integrated steel sports watch, but this is done very tastefully, and look, it wears absolutely beautifully. The bracelet is amazing, and for the price as well. I mean, the retail price, which I didn't pay for, but the retail price is, and what you get is incredible. And the dial, purple, so on point.
For
Yeah,
sure. And
or
I guess yeah, some bit of an NWA for you as well. So
it
cool to kick
is.
things off with something new.
That's it. That's it. Yes, it was. It's my yeah my latest watch. So yeah, I'm definitely on point to this episode. So as we were discussing, as we opened up, so today's episode is focused on the purple watch phenomenon. So, this 2021. We saw a lot of watch releases come out with green dials. Green dials was a thing, wasn't it? Like what's Moser
I was
and
very much in my green phase in 2021.
that's
I
it.
think, yeah, I went through
Yeah.
a number of the Seiko 5s of the Seiko divers in green. I think, yeah, bought Captain Cook in 2021 in green. I went on an
Yeah.
absolute green bender.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Righto. Awesome release in the green. And I mean, even, the crown, with the Hulk and some subby and,
Yep.
the green were very much in. And, but it kind of shifted in 2022.
Did.
So it did, and so Pantone Color Institute, which is basically like the world authority on color, named Very Perry the color of the year. So Very Perry is basically just like an awesome shade of purple, right? And it just reflected like so many of the new releases that was going to come out, and it just happened to be purple. I'm not sure whether it was linked or not, but it just seemed to all these little purple dials used to, just popped up everywhere. And look at us, both of us wearing purple watches right now.
Yeah, as we'll get into, even just doing a bit of diving into today's topic, there's a lot
Mm,
more than I thought. There's stuff that I've not heard of that is doing purple. Yeah, pretty excited for this because yeah, purple is probably one of my favorite colors as well, personally. Not just
yeah,
for watches, but I've got a heap of purple hoodies and
yeah. Okay.
whatnot. So I think yeah, I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, I thought I tried to think back. I'm like, hang on, what things have I worn previously that had purple? And I think I remember like high school as this awesome purple Adidas t-shirt. It was like the best thing ever. I used to wear it all the time. And I was just like, yeah, I did wear purple before then too. It's just it's a cool color. And also it's the color of royalty. Um, Fun
Yeah, very
fact.
true, actually. Very true.
So yeah, that's exactly why we're wearing it, right? Royalty. That's it.
Yeah, and
Uh,
the purple Zelos is definitely my daughter's favorite favorite choice by far.
there you go.
Bonus points in the morning there when she gets the purple bezel.
Nice, nice, nice. Oh, well, I guess we should just get into today's episode. So all we wanted to do was, I guess, let the listeners know about some of these awesome purple dial or purple case, purple whatever watches out there. And I think in line with our motto or our what we want to do in this podcast is, try and keep the watches in that nice range of, affordable range or what's affordable for watch enthusiasts anyway, not your everyday person who might think going on a couple of $100, even 1,000 bucks is too much. But for us enthusiasts, I think it's a good lane to be in. So look, I'm
I
gonna
like
let you, yeah,
I like the term reachable. That's what I like to think of it as. Is
yeah,
might require a bit of saving to get to that whatever X amount of dollar mark it is, but
yeah,
it's reachable. It's not something I'm gonna have to go and wait for or pay
yeah,
more than retail for type thing.
yeah, for
That's the way
sure.
I like to describe it.
I think that term is fantastic. And reachable is a nice coin term there, and also I think it gives a bit of a satisfaction to be able to you know save and put into something a little bit that, and then being able to actually buy it, which I think most of the pieces we're going to talk about today we you actually can go and buy. So look, I'll take it off and take it away, man.
Wait, all
Let me
right. I
hear
think yeah. Well, I want to kick off. I'll start off with this. The King Seiko SPB 291. Like the
it.
reason I want to kick off this first is because after looking at the list of stuff and looking at my wrist 24/7 while wearing this, I realized is like a lot of the purple that's out there is extremely bold, like very in your
Yeah.
face purple, and
Yep.
this is like that subtle. Um, it's very pastel, like very washed, and then
Yes.
along with the kind of texture that's on there too. I think it's texture. It looks like a bit of a sunburst texture.
Yeah.
I didn't know this watch existed until until today, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
I saw this not too long ago as well myself. I actually when the King Seiko re-release happened, I thought fantastic. Look at it, the King Seiko was such a big watch in the 1960s, 1970s. It was massive for Seiko, Obviously that rivalry between King Seiko and Grand Seiko really spurred a lot of ingenuity, a lot of creativity. So to be able to bring it back in a modern form with also modern colors, I think it's awesome. And it's like a lilac, and it's I think what you describe the color as a lilac with
yeah,
like a
it's like a washed out.
yeah
Looks like it looks kind of like it's been worn. Like it's sort of got
yeah
that weird kind of patina effect to it. Like if you
yeah
left something like that out in the sun, and
like a
I
bit of
think one of
UV
the
tropic, like what do you call
yeah
those UV burn, tropic burn, but naturally. I mean, not naturally. I guess printed on the dial, and it's gorgeous.
yeah, and I think big standout for me is like the 37 mil case. Like I've been kind of embracing smaller stuff lately and getting into
Mm.
that kind of vintage inspired look, and 37 mil really resonates with me. So like that, yeah, not seeing this watch before got me really excited to kind of have a look at it. So
Yeah, yeah. And
yeah,
look,
big fan.
yeah, and same here. And we're gonna be putting these links in the show notes, so don't worry. So people can, when you're listening and to us, you can also play along and have a look at the links itself. It's that you're spot on about 37 mil size. I think nowadays, I think in the enthusiast space at least, you're seeing watches go smaller and smaller, and it doesn't matter about the wrist size. I mean, for me, I don't really have a choice. I have to go small because my wrist size is 6.5 inches, 6.4 inches, something
Yep.
like that. I can't wear crazy big watches, but 37, and it's I think the lug to lug is probably a little bit longer. I don't actually have that stat right in front of me, but but I think it works. It works really well.
Yeah,
And
and I wanted to get your opinion on the on
yeah,
the indices at the 12 there. What's your
hmm,
feeling on that? Because like to me it actually kind of pops and I like it. Um,
yeah,
I'm not usually a big fan of those kind of like I like symmetry, which it still runs with the symmetry down the middle there. But
mm,
I kind of like the idea of everything being in suit and in pattern. But that would you say
yeah,
it's like a stamped checkered from this point of view?
yeah. I think
Um, yeah, it just does it
yeah.
for me.
Yeah, it's stamped, checkered, or some sort of texture on it. Almost looks like some sort of diamond or some sort of stones or something that make up that indice. So I think it really works, especially with this color. Yeah, I think it really works. And the best part about this as well, this color is like you say, because it's not vibrant, you can wear it with pretty much anything and it just sort of blends in, and it can stand out if you want it to stand out. It's a nice compromise. If people who are a bit afraid of that color and don't really want to get into purple for whatever
Yeah.
reason, this is a good start, and it's a great way of entering the purple watch gang.
And yeah, I guess on the back of that, to close this one out,
Mm,
any gripes from yourself? One thing that I kind of look at this, I don't know why, if it's just because the case profile and that kind of size is really um like petite, I guess is the word I'd use. The crown just like looks bulky to me. Like yeah, it just
yeah,
doesn't do it
sure.
for me. But like
Sure.
it's a very small price to pay for how gorgeous
Yeah,
this is.
I think so. I think with crowns, I'll be honest, I'm not particularly crowns don't really bother me too much unless it's like s- really different or really stand out.
Yeah,
But I see your point, and I think I do agree with your point as well. But look, apart from that, I don't think I really have much of a gripe. I guess the only gripe is probably the fact that it's like a lot of Seikos that look fantastic, and they're probably limited edition. Uh, and
yeah,
and it probably is going to be a little bit of a markup because of that. I think this version is actually a boutique exclusive edition. There you go. So it is a limited
yeah.
edition as a boutique. So I think anyone who wants to get one of these might have to head out to the secondhand market, grey market, or perhaps, hopefully they've got a Seiko boutique near them that can have one of these ordered in. But I think at a retail price of around, I think it's around just over, I'd say nearly, it's about nearly 3,000 retail. So it's getting up there. It's getting up there.
It's up there, and this is what I was going to like close out on this
Mm,
conversation. 'Cause
mm,
this is my favorite out of all the ones we kind of that we've got listed.
yep,
Was if you take King Seiko off that dial,
yep,
it looks like a Presage that you see at Angus and Cood or
yeah,
a
yeah.
jeweler in the window. And I think like for that price, I like it's gorgeous and it's an amazing looking watch, but I just couldn't pay that price for what it is. Like it doesn't stand out above a Presage if you take King Seiko off that dial.
Sure, sure. Yeah, I think the standout factor I completely agree on. In terms of the finishing and the case finishing and how it wears and stuff, it definitely will wear different to a Presage. I
Yep.
I have an SPB 143, which is sort of it's in the Prospects range. It's a 62 mass recreation. Sort of to the untrained eye, you look at that and you go, well, that doesn't look much different to me than the SKX or whatever,
Yep.
some of the lower range Seiko divers. But when you pick it up, when you feel it, you wear it, you look at it, then you realize, and I
You
think,
know, yep.
yeah, exactly. It's Seiko. I think for me is that kind of brand, and in a lot of ways, if you know, you know, yeah. Because for every man, they're going to go down to, like you say, Shields and Angus and Coots, or any of the local jewelers, and they're going to go, look at Seiko and they see these super massive sporturas or couturas or
Yep.
whatever, and that's your picture of Seiko. Whereas I guess to an enthusiast, or especially someone who's like into Seiko a little bit more, then you realize, oh wait, it's not all the same. So yeah,
Yeah,
but
for
good,
sure.
fantastic point. I like it. So I guess we'll close that out. We can go to the next watch, which is the Christopher Ward. The Christopher Ward is that we're actually going to talk about two, so maybe we might not have a really deep dive into both of them, but I think we're going with the big hitters first, right? So we're going with the King Seiko and the Christopher Ward. It's probably on the top end of
Yep.
our yeah price range, but I think I'll go with the newest release, the integrated bracelet sports watch, the 12, the 12. Give me your thoughts, Justin.
So first of all, like being titanium, I love this. Like, just you can't like to the I guess my untrained and uneducated eye. Like when you flick through the list of watches here, they all kind of look the same. But when you actually have a look and look at
Mm,
the contrast between the titanium and the purple, it does actually make a bit of a difference. And as
yeah,
I've stared at this more just this afternoon and this morning, this does it for me.
mm,
And again, just like another takes on the purple dial in a different texture as well.
Yeah.
I don't know what they call this. Do we know what they call this texture? To me,
It's like
it's
a
just like
it's like
it's a waffle.
it's like a yeah, I guess it's like a waffle or a honeycomb style, somewhere in
Yeah,
between. Yeah. And you're so right about the titanium as well. That the just that color, that slight difference to stainless steel, I think it really makes the purple pop. And this is the complete opposite to the King Seiko's purple, is that that darker, rich, deep purple with the black outer chapter ring, and then sort of, going from dark to sort of, and then, getting lighter and lighter into the middle. It just, yeah, it just pops, and you're bang on it, and color match date wheel. Hey,
that's
not me.
100%. I need that. Like after seeing this, it's just like, why can't every watch have this date wheel?
Yeah. Oh man.
Amazing, but
Yeah.
yeah, I love this. Like even the way the crowd guard is done, it's not like offensively big, but it's
Yes.
there. It has its presence. I actually, yeah,
Mm.
like the crown looks really nice on this. Like it fits the overall look of the watch.
Yeah.
And handset indices. Yeah, I think this one, like to me, yeah, the 12 is a home run.
Yeah,
Myself.
I completely agree. I mean, I think when it was initially released, there was a lot of I guess, a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's a bit late on, isn't it?" Like, there's the PRX, which is, basically took that formula of the integrated sports watch, from its back catalog from the 70s, and just came strong, and I've seen people in the street wearing PRXs who have absolutely no idea about watches, and that, and you've seen other people, and it's awesome. I guess that watches are sort of back into more mainstream, and I think Christopher Ward, have yeah, like you say, hit it out of the park. I was actually listening to an episode of Scottish Watches, and Mike France, the CEO, was describing, listeners, I'll definitely go and listen to that episode. I think it's quite, only came out a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
Definitely
cool.
worth a listen. And it just sort of goes into the process of how they developed the idea, and how they perfected it basically before they released it, and in talking about how they got to the price that they got to, because I think a lot of criticism about the price. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed that, Justin. Have you seen?
I've noticed the criticism about the
Mm,
price, but at the same time, like I've not owned a Christopher Ward myself, and it's been on the cards for a long time. I just think
sure.
I'm waiting for that right one.
Mm,
But the ones I have handled have also felt pretty incredible for the money. Like I feel like they're one brand that does punch above their weight, in terms of price. And look, I think it's like maybe a bit of smart play too. Like there's been a lot of iterations of the integrated sports watch from the very high end side of things, and you've
mm,
got kind of like you said, Tissot coming in to the
mm,
game and making it extremely affordable. And it's like Christopher Wall kind of sat back and gone, when is the right time? When are we going to see the teething issues and what the community
yep.
really wants out of this level? And they've just come in with colors, size,
Mm,
materials, and everything at once, and just gone, here it is.
yeah.
And I
And
like, look, I've heard the criticism, but the watch itself, like a lot of people, despite price, are talking people good about it from what I see on my social community.
yeah, no, I'm completely on board with you there. No, I mean, everything you just said, and the finish is
Yep.
just incredible. I mean, I own a Christopher Ward, so I can speak to the finish, firsthand, and the difference between that and this is another level of finishing.
Yep.
There's a level of finishing there above everything that they've done so far, and that really justifies, that sort of price increase. And I mean, you're talking about inflation and everything else happening in the world, so
Yep.
and the fact that they can still deliver at the level that they've delivered for the price they've delivered, if anything, I think is still underpriced. And the price,
Yeah.
is, as we were talking about price, is 2,600 Australian dollars, which again,
Yep.
you know, if you tell me, and look, I'm one of the biggest Seiko fanboys, but if you say to me, you've got $2,600 to spend on this, or you've got roughly $2,600 to spend on King Seiko, I'm gonna go for the Christopher Ward 12. Um,
Yeah, no, I 100%
yeah,
agree with that
yeah,
statement. Yeah, 100%. And I
yeah,
think what Christopher Ward feels like to me, especially with this watch here, is like it is a gap filler in the
yes.
tier of where people fit. Like I've as yeah myself, someone who's never been at the extreme end of luxury or that
Yeah,
kind of
same,
end of the
same here,
scale.
mate.
Yeah, yeah. Like this feels like it's an obtainable, like a very obtainable, reachable price.
Yeah, yeah,
Getting that kind of quality that you might search for above, but you're still getting that jump from Tissot and
for
whatnot.
sure, for sure. Yeah, for sure. And look, and also the movement as well. I mean, it's a Sellita, and it's a chronometer grade, elaborate grade chronometer. It's incredible what
Yep.
they've put in this thing. So, I mean, look, we'll probably go to the next watch you wanted to talk about, which was also a Christopher Ward and also a fantastic purple dial, the Belcanto. So
Yeah.
this
Well, first up,
very
what's your
different.
opinion on this? I want to know yours because I've got strong opinions about this.
Okay, well, look, it's not my watch. Okay, it's not for me. I will. I don't see myself wearing a Belcanto, but I do see its place in the space of watches and the enthusiast space. And you have fantastic sort of high-end watches that just hot horology, right? And an absolute, one out of one, or there's only five made every year, and those are the kind of guys that get into the sort of your MBNFs and your
Yep.
all those kind of guys, and Arm and Strom, and to be able to do that, but at a very good level of finishing, like incredible level of finishing, with the chiming mechanism at this price, it's unheard of, right?
And just the way they've come in with like color material, strap matching color as well, just like they like exactly like the 12, like they just hit the ground running in a market which didn't exist at this price point before,
Yep,
and just
yep,
absolutely slayed it and made it their own. That's the way I see this. They've just absolutely killed that gap in the market.
yep. And
Again,
this,
like not for me, but
mm,
absolutely appreciate this. And yeah, it's like for me, like yeah, again, my kids would love this if if they got a hold of it. But just I couldn't wear. I can't think of anything like in a situation where I would wear this, but
yeah,
it's got its place.
definitely, definitely. And it's not for us, but it's for someone, and it's for a lot of watch enthusiasts, just not us. But hey, like the 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 greatest thing that this release did for Christopher Ward is it opened up the brand name to a whole new group of enthusiasts who
Yep.
really only focus on the high-end horology stuff. And they go, hang on a minute, there's a brand called Christopher Ward out of UK, Swiss-made watches, selling directly out of the internet only, no boutiques, and they're making watches like this. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's
I remember,
just
yeah, the day this dropped was the Red Bar WA chat was definitely one of the
blowing up.
more yeah blowing up days. Like it was just non-stop, and yeah, again
Mm,
just with the colors and
yeah.
this again another home run, just not a home run for me.
Yeah, no, for sure. And them teaming up with they teamed up with people that make components for guys like MBNF and
Yep.
Strom and all that. And it's so you're talking about $100,000 watches,
Yeah.
and this is, and yeah, I mean, and this is, what's that, the I'm not sure what, this is probably retailing around $3,000 on dollars, I would say
Yeah,
3,500.
I've got a deposit amount here. I think
Mm,
yeah, be up and around, maybe up towards 5 for the TI versions and whatnot. But
yeah,
yeah, I think yeah, great watch. Just like when I'm working wearing my like effortless ones, Adidas
yeah.
sports shorts and a hoodie, like I'm just not gonna be able to pull it off.
Yeah, man, same here. I mean, with the kids, I don't think they're gonna be pulling off those kind of watches at all either. Oh,
it's not
that's
it's not a kick in the footy at the park, kicking the footy at the park watch at all.
no, definitely not. I think I'll save the G-Shocks on my
Yep.
turtle for that. Well, look, I think from one end of the scale, from the horology, that kind of stuff. Let's go to something a bit more, I guess, understated, maybe, which is the Field Auto by Formex.
Yeah. So with this one here, I'll kick off and say like I've had this in my
Mm,
cart before and wanted to click it multiple times.
sure.
Um, I love it. Love the like. I think the case is textured as well. Like it's not your average looking case by any means.
Yeah.
Again, I think the crown absolutely works. Like the one thing that I just can't do about it, and it drives my OCD wild, is why did they not do bright white to like loom to contrast that purple? Like, it's got
Purple.
its place again, but
Mm,
if you're gonna do the that creamy colored patina kind of loom look, make the stitching on that strap the same
Oh,
color
I, I,
because
I,
it really triggers me.
I just
I
saw
just
that.
can't stop. Like every time I open it, I'm like, I love this. I want it. And then I see the white stitching. I was like, it pains me. It makes me hurt.
You're
Um,
you're so right, actually. I'm having a look at it myself, and oh, that's bad. Sorry,
such a
Formex.
missed
I
opportunity.
love I love Formex watches. I don't know if you had a chance to handle the Formex Essence 39.
No,
One of
no.
our fellow Red Bar members has one. Um, Incredible watch, but this is yeah, so a fellow Red Bar member and my one of my best mates. But this I've you know, as much as I can appreciate it, the watch, for me the color is fantastic. The purple is was almost like that lilac style. It's not very vibrant,
Yep.
sort of,
It's not in your
and
face.
exactly, and I guess for a field watch, you don't really want it to be in your face, so it
Yep.
makes sense. But the strap with that, oh, that stitching mismatch, that's a big no-no for
And
Mex.
picture this on I don't know how hard it is to design, like I'm not educated in space at all, but think of
Sure.
a bracelet that kind of conforms into those lugs and the same look, color, texture as the case of that watch. I think it would look incredible.
Yeah. Is it
And
titanium?
yeah, it is titanium, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And yeah, just being like the size, it's 41, but it doesn't like if you look at the wrist shot in those pictures, it doesn't look like a 41. It looks quite small. It kind of
Mm,
conforms to the wrist, articulates really nicely with the plugs. But
yep.
yeah, busy dial. Not usually for me. But this one
Mm,
here, like it's got so much going on. There's like a railway track around the outside, but
yeah.
I don't mind the use of like circle indices and then like batten indices at 12, 6, and 9, plus numerals as well. Like I feel like there's so much going on when you actually
There
think
is
about it.
a
Look at like the Formex logo underneath the 12, plus then Formex in text. Then you got field as well. Like I
yeah.
feel like there's so much going on, but it does it quite well.
They've done it quite tastefully, haven't they? Because for field watches, normally, like most field watches are quite plain. Like, you look at your Hamiltons, or you look
Yep.
at your like Bertucci's, or whatever, right? And they all have that sort of plain mil spec thing, and
Yeah.
this sort of elevated, right? It's just a little bit elevated. And Formex does this so well. Like, look at their Essence line. It's a simple steel sports watch, but they've just elevated it. They've added a bit more to it, a bit more of their tech, and
Yeah.
this is perfect for that. And yeah, color match style too. Date well as well. So,
Yeah, and I guess going back to my first point too,
hmm,
now that I'm kind of looking at it a bit more in depth, maybe that the use of that creamy colored bloom is to take away that in your face effect. If there was so much bright white going on there, it might be too
you're right.
much. Well, like I've
You're
just
right.
had that kind of thought kind of in my head. It might just be way too in your face, whereas it's quite
Hmm,
subtle now.
yeah,
I've looked at it.
maybe
It's
you
still
just
sitting in my cart.
I think you just need to take the strap off and dip it into coffee or tea, let it dry a little bit, and then put it back on. Then you're done.
100%. And yeah, like
Uh,
1650 AUD, like that's like for what it is, I think it's quite a good price point.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's a stunning watch, and I think Formex has done quite a lot in recent times as well.
for
Um,
for sure, for sure. And like I said, like I was saying before, one of my best mates has a Formex, and it's just incredible how similar it was to many of the sort of simple steel sports watches I've handled, like a
yep.
Tissot Gentleman Powermatic or whatever, but just so done so well. It's not really a micro brand. I guess it's more an I guess like big enough, but they're also not. They've been
Yeah.
around since the 90s or before then. I think it was the 90s, and but it's just yeah, tastefully done.
I don't know if it's like when I'm scrolling through Instagram, I don't see too many Formexes. I don't know if it's the effect of not seeing them that makes me kind of like double take on photos when I scroll through when they do pop up, but like they always catch my attention, especially this one. I haven't seen too many posted, but
Yeah, yeah.
always gets me. But yeah, the stitching, oh, missed opportunity. It's so small, but it's just one of my
Uh,
weird OCD
Hey,
gripes.
that's us enthusiasts, man. Like, what do you, you
100%.
like what you like, and if you don't like, you don't like it. So, yeah. Well, I guess we'll segue from Formex onto a micro brand, actually two micro brands. So that's Signum Watch Co. and Stratton Watch Co., which is owned by the same fella. So Justin, do you want to tell me what you
Yeah.
think about the Signum Siege?
Yeah, so I guess with Signum the brand like itself like it's another one of these like I'm gonna say it's about quite a few the micro spaces like where I've kind of looked at in the past
Of course. Yeah.
um year I'd say like it's really where my interest lies and
Yeah.
chatting to brands as well and getting kind of
Yeah.
um I don't want to say like not the customer service side of things but just seeing that that personal aspect when it's that kind
Touch.
of one
Yeah.
man band type thing.
Yep.
um and yeah I've had the Instagram DMs with the owner of the brand Cole a few times.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's always up for sending a heap of photos of him wearing stuff out there or his kind of customers wearing stuff out there, which is cool because you get to see them out in the real light. And even his website photos, like it's just
Yeah.
directly in the light. It's not in some staged room, which I
Yeah.
like as well. And it's not just like a white background. Like you're seeing
For sure.
it's there. It's in the metal type thing. There's
Yeah.
no filter. It's no shadowing.
Yeah.
Everything's
I
as it is.
I like there's a couple of things that I want to pick, from what you just said is the first thing about the micro brand and why that appeals so much to me and to you and to a lot of people is that had that personal touch, right? It's not a
Definitely.
giant corporation. It's usually one guy or one girl. It's a one-man band or maybe a couple of people. Really putting their heart and soul into a design that they think it's going to work, or that they're really passionate about, and getting resources and going to the different factories and going to all the different people to try and pull something together. It's awesome, man, and really seeing Kyle's work is it's incredible. And also the photos, you're bang on right. It drives me mad when I click on, like any of those big name brands. You look at the photos and it's just this like stock, like Photoshop
Generated
white,
computer image.
and it just looks terrible. And then what
Yeah.
I'll do, first thing I do is I will search that watch up on Instagram, a hashtag
Yep.
whatever, and then I look at someone else wearing it and go, that looks so much better than your stock
Yeah.
photo.
Yeah, definitely. And like with when you're buying, I think stuff like this, like this siege that we're looking at is a purple copper turquoise style, which if you had told me that without looking at a photo, like I couldn't actually put a picture in my head what
Yeah,
that is. But it's
yeah.
this. I think again, like the case is actually quite similar. The format's not in style, but in texture and color.
Yes, yes, quite
Before,
plain.
I don't. Yeah, this isn't. I don't think. Oh, this is titanium. Should look about that. Or
Uh,
clarify that one.
yeah, I don't think it's titanium. I think it's bead blasted
Yeah,
stainless, but
it's done
um,
well. I
yeah,
feel like there's
it's
just depths and levels to this watch. Like
yep,
in our chats together, like I've been interested in one, especially the red variant.
yes,
But I think there's just so much level here. Like that B blast base,
yep.
it's super plain. It looks like it curves really nicely, and then that white chapter ring minute track. I don't really know what to describe that as. Straight into that dial, and then like those big. I don't know what hands they are either. Like they're not it's cool to see hands that aren't a copy and paste that aren't just made fatter or skinnier that of
Yeah,
another big name
yeah,
brand
you're right.
really gone
It's
into there.
it's like a broadsword hands. It's not sword hands, it's broadsword. So you got the
They're very broad.
wide, yeah, yeah, very broad. Yeah, I mean, and purple, copper, turquoise, which is the really in your face purple. And then if you look at the heat meteorite, which is like a dark shade of blue and purple with a texture that meteorite dial texture, and that's
Yeah.
like props to Signum, and this dial is just incredible. I mean, in the microbrand space, I think Xelos and Stratton, the dials are sort of above most most other microbrands. Yeah,
It's
this
cool
is
just to see innovation in a flood of copy.
yes,
I don't want to say homage, but like a lot of stuff you can kind of tell where the homage starts and ends
yes,
pretty easily.
yeah,
Not exactly the microbrand. I guess in the microbrand space to an extent, like kind of you'd see where the ideas are from. Where this here you can tell this guy's
yeah,
like this is his child. He created
yeah.
it from the ground up type thing. And I know
That's
it's a
it.
hit for me. It's not going to be a hit for everyone. I think the only thing I would change about myself is having automatic printed there. Me is just like a bit of a write off because I can't see it. I know
Mm,
it's there just because I've looked at other. Just but if I just thought it was a bit of copper merged in with
yeah,
the dial.
sure.
Um, maybe Signum dial to me, sorry, Signum logo to me could be applied white instead of
Mm,
that copper again, because I think it loses touch. But I think if it had been white, it would just stand out. But again, I'm not the brand owner. I'm not
mm.
not the idea maker. I think he's
Yeah,
absolutely killed it. To be honest, I
yeah.
love this.
Yeah, I think out of the two, the heat meter, right, purple is probably my favorite. I think
Yep.
it's a bit more cleaner, it's a bit less in your face, and yeah, that's probably a bit more my thing. And and I guess for all the listeners, this watch is actually on. It's not been released yet. It's only launching 31st of May, and we I think we want to urge everyone that wants to go check out and really see an original microbrand piece to really go and check it out and and support Kyle because I think he's done a great job here and the specs aren't something to laugh at either. You've got your Miota 1915 movement, which is which I think Miota unfairly gets a lot of flack. I've got a couple of watches with Miota 9
Yep.
series movements and they're incredible. 8 series, okay, maybe not that great. No hacking, landing and stuff like that on some of the 8 series, but the 9 series are fantastic. In fact, I have a Miota 9 series watch that runs better than a another watch with an ETA movement in it. So anyway, it's yeah, but
That's
again,
another story for another day.
that's another story for another day. So I guess transitioning from from Signum to Stratton, which is also owned by the brand owner Carl, is the Stratton Synchro Purple.
Yep.
Wow, Justin, a lot going on there. So talk to me about this, please.
Yeah, so I'm like a bit of an in your face kind of like watch person. Like I like a bit of a standout. Like my collection pretty colourful. I like to think. Well, it
Yep.
was colourful. Verifying back end. I don't know. This is another one that's always had my attention. Never really pull the trigger on just based on like it is so out there in your face. I think it's quite innovative as well.
Yep.
At this price point anyway.
Yeah.
I want to hold it before I look at it, which I think is everyone. Everyone is in that microband space
Yep.
suffers from that a little bit. You want to find it, you want to see it, you want to hold it, you make that jump. Like, even though it might only be 500 AED to 1,000, still,
Mm.
especially times of inflation by the world,
Mm.
you want to hold that stuff before you purchase it.
Sure.
And this to me, again, a lot going on, but really
Also
cool.
clean.
Actually,
Yeah.
really clean. Like the variant that's got the I don't know what the bezel. What is the bezel? What would you call that? Is that like a race flag type thing? It's all checkered.
Yeah,
Um,
like a tachymeter style, but the bezel, yeah. Oh, yes, I guess that's a
but the
tachymeter bezel.
tachymeter is inside the chapter ring there. Like it's just
Yeah, yeah,
there's just more and more detail, and you kind of look in as well. Like it's interesting that yellow's been used on the second and the subdial, and
yeah. Purple
that's
and
essence of kind
yellow
of the
really
Zelos.
work, don't they? It's a
Purple
nice
and yellow goes.
combination. Yep, nice
Yeah,
combination. Yeah,
and I think
yeah,
what's cool about this brand too, like you've got this purple in the stainless steel, but they're doing a DLC coat as well with a
yeah,
limited run with number 24. I don't know what 24 stands for, or leans to, or odds
yeah,
to, but it's
yeah,
there. I would go for the variant without the 24. But yeah, for me, I don't own a chronograph,
yeah.
but I do love this watch, and the black would be the one I actually go for here,
Mm.
just because if I'm going to go purple again, I want it to be something completely different to everything I
Yeah,
currently own,
sure.
which I don't know. It's very similar to the purple that I've got in terms of its color,
Color. Mm.
but the
It's a completely
chronograph, the
different watch,
bezel,
isn't it? Yeah,
it is, and then you get that black strap with the purple stitching, the match stitching to the dial.
yeah,
Amazing. So
yeah.
this one here out of the list today would be my favorite watch. So,
Wow, big call.
can you
Okay.
get your thoughts? Where are you on that?
I really like it. I think I like the design, I like the aesthetics. Probably not for me, purely because it's a big watch. It's a
It's a
44
big boy.
millimeter, big
Yeah.
boy. It's probably, I think you'll be finding that one, not me. But it's very reminds me of sort of the Bulova surfboard
Yep.
chronograph, which is very, sort of 70s, 60s style. And I think that's, Stratton really leans on that era, that sort of racing car sort of chronographs, and I think they pull it off fantastically, and that color combination as well, like you say, it's sweet. And but hey, not for me, but definitely out there, definitely a market out there for sure.
For sure. Yeah, sweet. All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll move on from those two. I guess on the back of that, I think if you really look for that like proper micro band experience, I think those two. Look, I've never bought from like Upstead yet,
Yes.
but I think that kind of gives you that real experience. The one owner, the
Yep.
website says it all. He's kind of putting the effort in himself. The pictures
Yep.
are by himself. It looks the same as the Instagram. Like I think that's the experience you kind of look for when you're starting out in that space.
Yeah, I
All right.
completely agree with you, and I think we need to be advocates for these kind of brands because you know that's what's going to grow that the enthusiast market. So yeah,
Sure. So I reckon we'll throw it to yourself. So this one here I'd never heard of before. We're chatting and seeing
yeah,
this picture, and I'm kind of this what just got me feeling, feeling excited. Because again, different purple, but there's some other colors too. So
yeah.
Batavi, Geograph, French lavender. I
French
feel like this is
lavender.
a you watch, to be honest with you. I feel like
Yeah.
you love this.
I
What's your
I
thoughts?
do I do I look I saw actually saw this watch on a forum that I'm on you're on and I on the Australian Affordable Watch Forum. One of the blokes there, I think he's got a couple of Batavis, and really he's the one that sort of I first saw the brand, and it's been about I guess about 2 years or something since I've looked in the brand, and yeah, I mean it's incredible looking, right? Again, it's a very simple case design, and the bracelet is just it almost looks integrated. It's got that mix of high polished
It
and
does, yeah.
and then brushed finish and the dial like before, as busy as the dials is, it's still very clean. I mean, it's a world timer, so you know you can GMT, so you know it's got all these different big cities. So you it's a GMT, which is fantastic. It's great. It's got different functionality, so it's not just a purple watch. So I
Yeah.
guess we're going into that, right? So we've got chronographs, and then we've got world timer, um, and 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 again, it's another micro brand that's giving a lot. That's giving fantastic, great finishing, and you looking at, the bracelet, which is quick release bracelets,
Yeah.
and like micro adjusts, and all these little things that I think a lot of these big brands just don't provide, which is a shame.
I'm not a huge leather person, but I feel like this would just like, on a bit of aged leather would
Oh yeah.
yeah, absolutely kill it. And one thing I like about this, like I've seen this GMT style done before where it's I don't know what you call that, an internal bezel of some kind or printed on the dial.
Yeah, like
Um,
an internal rotating
yeah,
world timer bezel or whatever you want to call
yeah,
it. Yeah.
I don't know what the technical term is, but I've owned one GMT, which is the recent Seiko 5 SSK 0 something something.
Mm,
Don't quote me. The black dial variant.
correct.
Um, yeah, to me, like I just have no reason to own a GMT with. I don't travel with my toddlers.
Yeah, yeah.
But Norcane would be the only other brand that I've seen or remember doing this
Mm,
style GMT
mm,
and looking at the price point that's offered there. Look, I'm not knocking anyone, but it's just not for me.
yep.
But to come down to this level and be like this is being done for this price range actually kind of surprises me. I didn't expect it to be when the photo popped up. I didn't expect the price to reflect what it did.
Yes.
At £749, I'm not going to do the equation in my head. I'm quick. Um, yeah, for the specs, like 39 millimeter case as well, like and then just the functions being the GMT and
Yeah.
and another, yeah,
And-
absolute home run from this company. Plus the dial,
yeah.
purple again, like different shade of purple. This one's in your face. I feel like this is in your face, but in a subtle
Yes.
way.
In a subtle way, yeah. But it's like I said, it's still it's like in your face purple, but not sort of sunburst, the sort of the finishing, the actual finish on the dials matte. So it's in your face, but also not. But I think with this style of like a GMT or a world timer, it's probably worn by someone who's traveling a lot. Like you say,
Yep.
you like I don't really have you said that you don't really have a use for GMT. I've been traveling for work recently, and I have used my GMT, and honestly, when I bought the GMT at first, it was very much a novelty, but I've actually used it many a times
Yep.
when I was away, and in fact, even here because I make calls to overseas for work, and it just it's so helpful. I can just look down and
Oh,
go, oh yeah, it's this time right now in wherever I
yep.
need to call, and it works really well. And like it's yeah, like you said, it stands out, and yeah, another micro brand, but unfortunately out of stock. So hopefully they
Yeah.
can restock soon. And I think
I mean, we're
when you,
used to that at this point, aren't we?
I know, that's the watch game, isn't it? You miss out. It's like
It's just a
sneakers, right?
bonus if they've got it.
It's like it's like sneakers. You
Um,
miss the hype train, and you're gonna have to
yeah,
wait for a while. Yeah.
yeah. And I guess with this one, like for I'll throw it to you Deck, but
Mhm.
I stand out here. So positive and negative, both sides of the scale for me. I like that there's like the little moon and sun printed on that GMT
Yeah.
internal rotating bezel. Really enjoy that, and I like the way the bezel kind of flows. It's not just a hard line. I like that it's rounded end, I guess you call it,
Yes.
into that.
Yeah.
One thing I really doesn't hit it for me is geograph and world
Mm,
timer in is that's
cursive, whatever.
yeah, cursive. Just doesn't do it for me. Even like the underneath the Tabi there, just
Yeah.
in such a neat yeah, like real dressy kind of watch in my opinion. It just doesn't suit it.
I think
I
it
reckon you could
takes
take
away.
geograph off there and leave it at
Mm,
blank.
I agree. I agree. Takes away from the focus of the watch and the design and everything else on that's going on there already, or makes it. I hate to say this, but it makes it look a bit cheap. That
Cheap.
cursive
And
writing.
and you want to know, like, in my opinion, what makes it what the reason we look at that as cheap is because if you draw a line down there as a bit of a symmetry nut myself with
Yeah.
everything, not just watches,
Mm,
the way the G starts, the way it ends on that like really large G to a small
yeah.
F that you can't really make out as an F. You
Yeah.
know it's an F graph. Like it just doesn't look. It just looks slapped on. That's
Sure. Sure. Yeah,
but
I think you've nailed it on the head there. I'm no graphic designer, and I know you've done a little bit, you've dabbled a little bit, so
yeah.
I'm gonna take your opinion on that one. So, no, fantastic. But yeah, look, and so this is your winner, isn't it? This is your winner in all
This
of
out of the
yeah,
list today, like I know we've got one more that we're going to jump on quickly, but
yeah.
this is stand out for me.
Okay, all right. Well, I won't tell you my standout yet until we go on to the next one. And I guess our
Yep.
last one for the episode today is the Fairer Discovery 2. So now this Fairer is another British micro brand, and they make some fantastic watches, Swiss-made watches, great dials, great finishing, and this is a mulberry purple. So it's probably the most different purple out of all the ones we've
Yep.
seen today. What are your
I really
thoughts?
like this. I actually really like it. Like yeah, that whole kind of mulberry plum. I like that lean in because yeah, it is purple, but it's not played on
Yep.
too much. And I think with white, like they've got real big, bold 12, 3, 6, 9
It's a good
there.
contrast, isn't it? It's a good
It pops,
contrast.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's
pops. I
great.
think that the case shape too, like that real it gets real wide through the center.
Yeah.
Just yeah, I don't know. I'd seen this but not paid any attention to it until I really had a look at it this afternoon.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, I think leaning into like everything from the hands as well, like everything's being big and bold, but having that dainty kind of case,
Mm.
and with that real, like you kind of touched on earlier, that royal purple
Yes.
touch. I think
Yes.
yeah, the whole thing is the win. Then even adding that kind of teal blue accent,
Mm. Yeah,
yeah,
I didn't
I don't
even
know. I
notice
think
it
it comes
actually. The
together.
teal, yeah, that little blue teal and the orange dots as well. Yeah, and
And no date symmetry, love it.
yeah, I do love a good no date dial. And this is amazing. And I guess a lot of times when I have looked at fairer watches previously, is I found that the dial to bezel ratio throws me off a bit. But I think for this watch, it really works. And the color as well. I think it really works because when
Yep.
you want to wear a colored sort of like a bold colored dial, I think you want it to stand out. You want it to, right? Well, most of the times anyway.
Me, this is like a something I wear to work, and I think it's one of
Yes,
those things where when I'm at the office, no one's going to look twice at it. It's going to look quite dark inside, but then when you
yes.
step out for lunch or a coffee, you're going to go
Mm,
down in the sun. You're going to go,
yeah,
this is
that's
the
it. It's
professional.
popping. It's popping. Yeah, no, I think this is a great release, and it's 995 USD, which is I think a great price for the watch. And looking at it, it's got a leisure parade movement, which is nothing to scoff at, with a 68-hour power reserve. It's, yeah, and finishing on, it's got custom rotors ferro rotor finishing, and I think they've really hit it out of the park with this one.
And
What do you think?
buying a micro space as well, like massive plus to me, and I'm gonna like eat my words here. You lost a 1 year warranty, like 5 year warranty is
Mm,
pretty great to have when you're not when you don't have that hands-on experience and you're getting those
yes.
unsure butterflies in the stomach when you're got it in the cart ready to go. I think that's a
Mm,
huge plus in my book anyway.
for sure. No, I completely agree. I mean, I've thankfully had not had warranty repairs on any of the
Yep.
watches that I've purchased. But if for a peace of mind, you 5 years is incredible. Farah, like hats off, Farah. That's a fantastic thing to offer. And
Yeah, you can hang your hat on that. It's
yep,
awesome.
yep, and
So I guess one opinion I wanted
mm,
on from you is what do
go.
you think about the orange tip second?
I think it works. It, yeah, I guess criticism, if there is in this watch, and there isn't a lot, I'll be honest. I think the only bit of criticism I can give is the second hand is a little bit too long.
It's pretty big.
Uh, it
It
yeah,
looks like it's on the case.
I feel like it's on the case. It feels like a little bit
Yeah.
too long and a little bit too the broad arrows maybe. So maybe I would not have had much of a bigger arrow in the second hand, but I think it works. And because the minute track is so far on the edge of the case, I guess that's why you need the length of the second ends to be that long. But um, I don't really have any big criticism of this watch. I think it looks fantastic. It's well designed. It's got fantastic movement in it. And it looks really well built. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah, I
I,
think my only criticism or gripe here is that like use of orange on the purple. It just might be my eyes and my idea of what works. But I
yeah,
think if that second hand had been teal,
yeah,
maybe 2 to 3 millimeters shorter, so that if the second hand had have met those 5 second or 1 second
intervals.
intervals
Yeah,
um and match the teal color, I think yeah,
yeah.
but just like I think orange is pretty bold to add anywhere unless on black or white. I think that contrast is hard to do.
What
It
would you do?
doesn't.
What color would you pick?
I go teal.
Yeah,
I'd stick with that teal color that's
mm,
around there because I think you're adding that. If you keep it simple, you got your white, blue, plum,
yeah,
mulberry, what we're calling it.
yeah, yeah,
Adding that orange, I think like I don't know, like it doesn't take anything away from me. I just think like it would stand out more to
yeah,
teal and
yeah,
match the three colorway. But that's just bit of
yeah,
OCD.
yeah. No, yeah, yeah, I agree with you. And like I said, leaning into your previous, dabblings into graphic design. So yeah, I'm gonna turn to you for that and say, yep, I fully agree. Well, look, I
But
guess I'll let you know what my best
yeah,
what I've found to be my, and maybe a little bit controversial here, but I'm gonna go and say the King Seiko, and
yeah.
go back to the King Seiko, which I think I found the most amount of issues with out of all the watches we talked about. Probably not, mainly around the pricing and mainly that, but that Seiko grammar of design, yeah, it's unbeatable. Like the case shape, that King Seiko case.
Seiko,
It's
Seiko.
it's
You know
it's
what it
it's
is.
legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, and they've got that brand heritage, and
We all know how they
it's
wear. We know what they do.
exactly.
It's
And
legend.
and and it's, I guess my criticism is the movement. I would wish they would have had a better movement in there. But I think a close second, a very, very close second, would be the Farah Discovery 2,
Yep.
which is my close second. So yeah,
Yeah, cool. Oh,
cool.
awesome.
All right. Well, we've gone through and named a bunch of watches, and we've talked about them. So we'll make sure we have them all in the show notes. But yeah, I guess now it's just onto the section of the episode where we talk about something interesting that we saw
Right.
during this week. So Justin, what did you see or hear or watch that was interesting?
Yeah, so a couple of things for me. I guess I'll start off by saying, yeah, I bought a new watch this week as well.
Ah,
A
congratulations.
few
That
years ago.
feels.
Yeah, I guess leading into the start of this conversation, the green pipe a few years ago when I was trying to move stuff out, like I got rid of a heap of blue that I was currently on, which included a Seiko Turtle,
Mhm.
um, which yeah was the yeah, don't ask me about Seiko reference numbers, but it was the Great White, not the King Turtle. You got the same watch that I'm talking about. You
The
probably know the
SRPD 21.
yeah. We'll go with that one.
SRPD 21. That's it. Yep.
It's got the shark fin, it's got the
That's it.
waves. And yeah, I wore that quite a lot. It became a bit of a work watch. I chucked on a bright red crafted blue with
Nice.
a curved strap, loved it. And then yeah, when I ended
Contrast.
up moving towards green, I moved it on and always missed it.
Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, multiple times tried it on, tried other turtles, always just kind of went, it's, I'm not looking for this right now. And then for some reason the last week and a half to 2 weeks, I was like, I need that case
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
and went and tried a few things on the weekend. Some of the new manta ray dial ones.
Yep.
Um, End up trying on the paddy, which yeah, again I'm
Mm.
not even trying to quote the reference number, but just the standard paddy turtle.
Yep.
With the dive bezel red blue, and it rocked up today. Got it sized. Kind of forget how when you haven't worn one of these cases in
You
a long
have to.
time, like it's talking like a full
Yeah.
day of wear for me
Yeah.
was 2021 for a turtle, and I miss it
Wow.
so much. So I'm so glad I got a day off work to actually go out and wear it all day. So yeah, I
Uh,
mean, interesting to me
yeah.
that like
No, that's
a
and
$400 Seiko
hey,
can have that effect.
that's it. And like I've had $60 Timexes that have given me the same
Yep.
feeling. It's nothing about it's just how you bond with it. And turtles are just incredible. I mean, if any of the listeners out there, if you haven't tried a turtle on because you think it's too big because it says it's 44 mil case size, do it. Just try it on because it is the way it wears, the way it looks. Now I have tiny wrists, as I keep saying in this podcast, and but it just wears so well. And yeah, and I've got two turtles actually, so I've got and
That's right.
and
Yeah.
you adding a turtle in your collection. I'm all for it. So awesome. That's I
Yeah,
like
and
that.
you just 400 AUD, like you got in the pictures on the website I got it from, kind of look, it's plain blue.
Mm,
But when I popped it on this afternoon when I was
yeah.
out in the park, it was you get that Seiko pop.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Psycho and Dolls, right? That's they know how to do it. They know how to do it well. That's awesome, man.
100%.
That's awesome.
I guess yeah, the only other interesting thing for me, so yeah, the current strap that I had picked up today for the purple theme, Sydney Straps code. A couple of straps from them.
Okay.
Had a couple of chats on Instagram. So this is the purple sailcloth.
Yep.
The only sailcloth I bought that isn't leather backed, and I wore it. We got a pretty important work meeting today, so I wasn't bold enough to chuck it on with the
Sure.
white corporate shirt.
Sure.
Um, and yeah, didn't go with that, but I chucked it on this afternoon and wore it around. And yeah, it's surprisingly comfortable. A couple of hours of work around the house, doing a few chores and
Yeah.
gardening.
Yeah.
But I think yeah, I'll do an update in the next couple of weeks to term, and
Yeah. For
there we
sure.
go.
Yeah. You gotta yeah, let us know. Sydney Strapco is Australian strap supplier, so it's definitely good to get it out there to the people, and it sounds like you've had a great experience with them. Yeah. So yeah, that's awesome. That's I think that's we'll wrap up that something interesting section today.
Yep,
And look, in I guess in summary, purple's still here, and purple
yep,
looks
I'm
like
all
it's gonna
for it.
in 2023, it's still going to be around, and hopefully it just keeps sticking around. So look, as a
At
sign
this
out,
point, if
yeah.
there's a purple turtle, I'm out of the hobby. I'm done. I'll be good from there. No, no, not really. But like,
Yeah. Oh man,
it's
purple turtle. Yep. Maybe. Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Probably have to go for a mod. So, all right. Well, look, I think let's before we sign out, let I want to plug our Instagrams. So, my Instagram is kind of average watches.
Yep, my Instagram is Horology Capture, and yeah, I encourage anyone who does listen reach out. Yeah, yeah, have
Yeah,
a chat. I'll
yeah,
chat as much as I can,
for
and
sure.
want to learn and understand the hobby to another level.
That's right. Yeah,
Looking
we want to.
forward to what comes of this long term, and forward to next week.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, listeners, please join us next week, and hopefully we'll have an Instagram page set up for the podcast itself as well. But yeah, we'll go from there. All right, everyone. So yeah, we're signing out, and until the next time.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers.